Have you ever done the Club Med type holidays with the kids?
No.
We went on one once. The kids all hated it.
I tried to run away.
One of them ran away. One of them escaped.
From my little day camp that they put me in.
Yeah, we went back to
They
collect
called
you.
me halfway down the road.
Where's Honey? They went, are you collected? I went, no, we didn't. We're both here. They went, or someone did.
I left it.
Don't fucking tell us that. And she just escaped.
I was like 4 years old. I was like,
Are they
I don't belong
friends?
here. I was
that was in
on the highway.
I think that was in Italy somewhere. And the awful thing was though, Jane and I were on one of those weird diets, a bit like Atkins, where you don't eat. Where you're not meant to eat carbs. So we were on this one where it said you can eat anything you want for 1 hour, right? So you could not eat carbs all day. But, so the hour you meant, but what it meant was you could eat a little bit of something that hour. We interpreted it as that hour was the goal. So basically, we stocked up. We ate, and then we sat by the dessert table, and I took over almost like a whole tube of massou from this buffet. And when I went, it started, and we just ate solid for an hour. And the weird thing was that they didn't have a big enough room for us, so we had adjoining rooms with the kids, right? And there was a balcony, and there was a gap in this barrier in the balcony that I could, at the beginning of the holiday, I could squeeze through to get the kids' room. Literally, on the last day, I squeezed through, I got stuck. I got wedged, right? I'm wearing swimming trunks, a bare belly, and I had to shout down to people. I said, can you get someone to come and help me? And they had to send a bloke to pull me out.
Oh, my God.
It's got nothing to do with cooking, but I thought you'd enjoy that image.
Oh, that is. What's it like? Obviously, like you've been. How long have you been in? Like, what I don't even know what to call it. This world.
Showbiz?
I know. That's the word I didn't want to say.
It's my 95th anniversary. No, I've been doing television in front of the camera since 1987. So what's that? It's kind of 87, 97.
What's you, isn't it?
That's 38. 38.
So it's coming up for 40 years.
But what's more remarkable is you've been married that whole time as well.
Well, most of that time, 35 years, I think, because we met when I was doing my first series on TV in 87. That's when I met Jane and started going out with her. And then we then got married the next summer. So we got married in August 88.
Oh.
Well, that's absolutely amazing. Like, obviously, we talk about relationships. We call this the therapy crouch. We haven't helped many people yet, but
we give conflicting advice.
But obviously, you are, I suppose, someone who can actually give advice. Like you've been there, done. You've been.
Pete, I wish I could. I cannot give anyone any advice, and you know why? Because I don't think anyone. I mean, I know there are professionals you go to. Like if someone's having marital problems, sure, go to marriage counselling. That's useful, if only because it makes you both sit and talk and be honest about it. Because one of the things I have, which I think a lot of men have, and is I don't really like talking about things that are emotional or important in that way. I'd much rather, like we were saying about being breezy, I go, yeah, all right, no, I'm fine. It's all good. And so that's useful. But I'm wary of giving advice because I don't think any two relationships are the same. They're not. And like you don't really know what other people are going through. You don't know what they want or what they need. You don't know what they're like with each other when you're not around. You know, the only thing I do know is if you want to stay together, then if both of you want to stay together, you'll stay together.
Yeah.
And if one of you doesn't, then it's not going to work. You know, and if both of you don't, obviously it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But that's kind of all I've learned, which is like we're together because even, you know, when we've had like ups and downs or whatever, we love each other and we want to stay together and we kind of need to stay together. That's what it is.
And Honey, obviously, like I say, Johnathan's been doing it for a long, long time. Obviously, I suppose you're quite new to this, being in, you know, doing the podcast. And what are your passions kind of outside of that and what are you into?
Yeah, I've been working kind of quietly in the film industry for like 10 years now.
Right.
So I'm a writer,
Okay.
but I kind of don't talk about it too much because I feel like if you're talking about it, then you're not actually writing. But my kind of passions have been film and TV for a really long time. I did a podcast about body image like a couple of years ago, which I'm really proud of. It's called The Body Protest. And like, I used to do a lot more activism in my early 20s. And then, you know, I got very jaded by everything. But, you know, I've just been kind of doing my best, I guess. I've just been trying.
But Honey's scripts, I mean, I've read a few of them. I mean, you know, she's sold scripts she's worked for a couple of the major studios. She was commissioning scripts, which were both amazing.
Thank you.
And the script for the project that was, we can't really talk about it, can we? But it was with one big company.
I'll be sued.
And then they decided to go with it, but another big company's bought it, and Honey's working at the moment. And I read the first script for that series you were writing, the original one. And once again, without saying, not just because you're here and you're my daughter, but it was, I thought, really great. Very funny, real heart, great character. So she's an amazingly gifted writer.
What style?
What kind of genre? Exactly what I was going to ask. Yeah, like what?
No, I mean...
What do you like to write about?
I really like kind of horror. I quite like dark things. I like things to be kind of as dark as they are funny because I think like the line between comedy and tragedy is a very fine one, and I really like
Saltburny vibes or
Yeah, why not a little bit of salt burn? But I like horror. Like a
horror?
Like yeah, like
Horror.
gore and guts and horrible stuff. I'm kind of into that.
Okay.
So, but I'll do anything. You know, I'm like, I worked on a rom-com for a while. I've done a couple of things. I've been really fortunate in the industry, and I've also really kind of felt the need to prove myself, of course, because
yeah, of course.
everybody's like, you're a Nepo baby. So I'm like, I really have to put a shift in and actually be good at what I'm doing, or else everyone will hate me. So, yeah.
Are you conscious of that? Like, obviously, like, growing up, but we said you've been in the industry almost 40 years, right? In front of the camera,
Yeah.
like, are you conscious of, like, you feel like you have to work extra hard?
Well, I've been in the public eye my whole life without opting into that. I was born into that. So,
Yeah.
you know, we've spoken about this before of like, you know, like being chased by paparazzi or strange kind of very unrelatable things that most people are like, what are you talking about?
It's
but
your
it was
norm.
a core thing for me of like, okay, I grew up with that. It's made me understand how it all works and operates. And I think it set me up in a better position to kind of start working in this industry and understanding, you know, the highs and the lows of it and the kind of real pitfalls that come with it. And there are many. But, you know, I really love film and TV. Like, it's like my greatest love, which is why it's such a privilege to get to
Did you
write
read as a
it.
child?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, my God.
But it's interesting, your story about where you can, because of course, for a while you struggled with reading, of course.
Well, I'm really severely dyslexic and dyscalculic and dyspraxic. I mean, the list goes on. But I went to a kind of special needs school when I was a kid. I couldn't read or write. And because girls are kind of better at masking it, I'd hid that until about year 3. I couldn't read or write. I was just really good at pretending. And so I went to this school that absolutely changed my life. It was really difficult, but it was... I mean, thank God I could, because I can read and write and everything, you know, it's
Well,
great.
now that's how you make your living.
That's how
but
I
it
make a
was
living.
heartbreaking for us, I remember, because
Yeah.
she was going to a school that we chose a school because it was where Jane went to school. And it was very kind of relaxed school. The teachers were called by their first name,
Very
and it was like no
hippy-dippy.
uniform. You know, very, very about relationships and this is what benefits a lot of children with those kind of conditions, is to a very regimented school, very strict school, very focused. Started early in the other school, and it was right on the other side of London. So we would have to get Honey up every day at like 6:30. And one of us would drive her across town while the others were still in bed. You know, and because there seemed to be many more boys who were diagnosed with dyslexia and dyspraxia than girls. So
I was the only girl in my year.
She was the only
Wow.
girl in this class full of boys who, let's face it, were kind of
must have
like
been so
slightly
tough.
challenging classmates.
It was rough. Like, for a while, it was very rough. And
was-
and when you're a kid, you don't fully understand, you know, the greater good, you know, of why
Yeah.
you're doing something hard to get to the other side and grow as a person.
I mean, I tried to make it easy for you. I said, we're doing this because we don't like you. So I tried to,
You might do that every morning at 6 a.m. when
we
you're getting
don't
me up.
like you as much
We were
as
like,
the other
we
two.
hate you.
So we don't want you going to the good school.
It's so funny.
So in your podcast, right, Real Talk, how do you decide the films? Like, are they ones you go? Because I suppose you like the same things anyway. You should watch this, Dad, and then we'll do that on the podcast.
I mean, I think both of us are prepared to watch anything.
Unfortunately, for better or for worse, we will watch the worst of the worst and the best of the best. Like, we will do it all. But I think our tastes diverge in quite an interesting way. Of like, I really like kind of emotional, grovelly films, and you really like films with men hitting people.
I do like men. I like men.
I'm thinking The Holiday and Jackie Chan.
I do like
Am I wrong?
Jackie Chan. I do like.
love it, but I actually don't love The Holiday. I know that's controversial.
Abby,
I know. I'm sorry.
I love The Holiday.
I love
I
it.
love The
You
Holiday.
love The Holiday?
I
Is
love
number 2
rom-coms.
coming out?
I love
I will
rom-coms.
watch it. Okay, I'll watch the second one. Go
I'll tell you
on.
a film I'll watch again and
I
again.
fancy Jack Blackmore and Jude though.
That's the right